All right, good morning. Welcome to our workshop today on creating videos and screencasts for your YouTube channel. And again, don't panic if you don't plan on utilizing your YouTube channel to put content out there. I want you to become aware of it, but that does not have to be your main place to push out your videos and screencasts that you might be pushing out to your students. So for today then, if you can, I put in the chat the bit.ly link for this slide deck. You have the slide deck here. I like to push that out at the beginning of the workshop to help me differentiate. Here we've got over 100 participants joining us today, and we all learn differently. So some of you might learn better by going through the slide deck and reading through it and doing some of the challenges yourself. Some of you will stay with me the whole time because you learn best by listening and watching me on the screen. So again, here in chat, for those of you just joining us, I did put in a link for the sign-in sheet and the link for the bit.ly for this slide deck. And I call it a slide deck. It is similar to Microsoft PowerPoint. It's just Google's version of presentation software. It's called Google Slides. And just over time, people call the Google Slides the slide deck that we're working in. So again, it's in chat. Here's a bit.ly link. And then all you should have to do is copy this link from the chat, and then you can put it, add it to your, a new tab. I'm in Google Chrome, and then just paste it in the Omni box. The Omni box is where you type in the address of the web pages. And if you can just copy it and paste it from chat, if it doesn't let you click on it, and then you should have this copy of the slide deck.
Hey Lisa, I hate to interrupt you, but someone's in the waiting room to be let in.
Someone's in, oh.
If you don't mind.
No,
You're welcome.
no, I didn't create a waiting room. Did anybody else have to get access to the waiting room? Are they in the same?
Because I came in like a couple minutes after you had started. I just copied the link from my email, and then it had me enter my first name, last name, and my email in that box to join. Did everybody else do that, or is that like a sign in for me when I did
that's what I did also. That's what I did.
Okay.
That me too. That's what I did.
Okay, yeah. So Lauren, I
copied that link from their email to get in.
Yeah. Does anybody know who that is? Lauren, do you know Jacqueline?
Yeah, it's Jacqueline Feldbausch.
I just sent Jacqueline another link, Lisa.
Okay.
So I'll let her know that, Angie.
Lauren, you might have her sign into Zoom separately first, and then come back and try to hit the link, because that's what I had to do.
Okay, great. Thanks for helping out on the back end there. And okay, so yeah, if you need to interrupt me if there's something else going on there. So then what I did, I put the link up here so then I can access it. You've got view only, right? So that you can't accidentally change anything here on this slide deck, but you can access this after today. How can you access it after today? Is, again, if you are new to Google and Google Drive, up here, do you see on your screen where there is a triangle and a plus sign? This triangle and plus sign will let you add this shortcut to your drive. It basically will let you add this slide deck to your drive. So all you have to do is click on that, and you can add it to your drive right from here. Think of your Google Drive as a file cabinet. And then within that file cabinet, if you want to put it in a folder to organize it, you can click on this arrow right there, and you can put it in whatever folder you have. If you don't have a folder here that you've already created, right here, Google allows you to add a new folder. Any place where you see sometimes the plus sign on an icon in the G Suite apps for education, that means that you can usually add something else. So here I can add a new folder, give my folder a name, and whatever name you give it, once you give it a name, click on the white check mark in the blue box. When you do that, this add shortcut here will be enabled, so then you can add the shortcut in that folder. Do you have to create a folder? You don't. You can just put it right in your drive and have access to it either way. But it's nice that if you do want to organize it on the front end, you can do that as well. Okay. Another thing, if you're not a Google person and you don't use the Google Drive, you could just bookmark this. How do you bookmark it? Right up here at the end of the Omni box, click on the star. And when you click on the star, that will add your bookmark to your Google Chrome. And you can put it, again, you can create a folder if you want. You could put it on your bookmark bar, and then it's there. So I put it in that one. Let me change it to Google and put done. So then it's in my Google folder. I could also put it right on my bookmark bar. And if I did that, it would show up here on my bookmark bar. So then later I can have quick and easy access to this slide deck if you so choose. All right. All right, so Jacqueline's in now then?
Yes, she is.
Okay, perfect. Oh, and I see it. Yeah, she made a comment here in chat as well. So again, after you've got the bit.ly link, in chat I had the sign-in sheet, or you can access it here on slide 2. We've got the sign-in sheet right here. Click on it, and when you click on it, it should take you to a Google form. And if you can fill out that Google form, the Google form's like this. So just like if we were meeting in person, you would have a sign-in sheet to fill out. This is your sign-in sheet to fill out. I know many of you will be getting the professional development credit from the ROE1. I know some of you are getting the professional development credit from Pipeline. Either way, I do need every single person in this workshop to fill this out, this workshop sign-in, please. And then what I like about when you fill this out, then we can see real time how you guys are answering these. So I'll try not to show your names here, but we can see right here as you're answering these where you are. So it looks like with some of the Google tools, we've got some people out there that are solid in their knowledge with Google tools. And right here, I like this question: what do you hope to gain from today's workshop? So just more YouTube skills, ability to create and post videos for my kids. And so it gives me, without knowing many of you out there, it kind of gives me a quick overview of what people want to get from this workshop. And so it's real time. If you haven't used a Google form before, you can create a spreadsheet from it to see real time how your students are answering. So you can kind of see there. And again, when I do this, I like to see this, but I don't like to show your names in case if, you know, I don't want you to feel, you know, I'm putting all your information out there. So again, this is on the sign-in sheet. And if you're not for sure where the sign-in sheet is, feel free to put that in chat. As you're filling out the sign-in sheet, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Lisa Schwartz. This is my 22nd year in education. The first 19 years I did spend in the classroom teaching 6th through 9th graders and teaching various subjects. Majority of the time I did teach computers and computer science and using the Microsoft platform. The last few years that I did teach, I did incorporate Google. The kids, I was learning, teaching myself about Google, and so the kids could see me not only as a teacher, but as a learner, as a student as well. Did I make mistakes with Google? I sure did. Do I still make mistakes using technology? I do. I am constantly learning, and sometimes when you make mistakes, that's when you remember you learn better. So who knows, I might have made some mistakes here today with the slide deck and getting links out to you. So if so, you'll see how to troubleshoot that, and if that happens to you as well. The last couple years, I have been working with the Learning Technology Center here in Illinois. It is grant funded through ISB, and it's been around 20 plus years. And I have been working here in Central Illinois in this green area here with 10 ROEs and over 200 school districts. So I've just been super busy here since March and trying to help everyone with remote learning. If you haven't heard of the Learning Technology Center before, here on slide 4, here's our mission. And then on slide 5, I've got a few links here that you can access now or later to learn about the LTC. There's more workshops out there that you can take. Many of them, there's some that are free and some that do cost. I've got my YouTube channel here, and then we do also have an LTC community that you can be a part of. So feel free to check those out. And also, whether we were in person or, you know, since we're virtual, that you know how you best learn. So if you want to go ahead and go through this slide deck to look at some links and resources, feel free to do that. So you're just not sitting there if you already know what I am covering. Because again, everyone comes here with different knowledge. As you saw here on the workshop warm-up, you can see that we've got some newbies. On some of the tools out there, we've got some people who are solid, people who feel comfortable teaching the workshop as well. So feel free at any time if you want to talk about how you use this in the classroom, unmute yourself, you can say that, or again, please use chat for another vehicle to communicate with the participants we have in the workshop today. And again, if you just were able to get logged in because you might have had some issues signing in, I put the bit.ly link again in the chat, or here, let me do that. And it is on the second slide is the sign-in sheet. So if you are new using, you know, participating in a Zoom, in the middle of your screen, there is a button where you can exit full screen. So you don't have to have my screen on your entire screen. You could then open up your YouTube app. You could go and open up Screencastify later. So you can have a split screen. If you don't know for sure, it's in the middle of your screen and it says exit full screen. If you exit full screen, then you should be able to open up another window to put to the right or left of that screen. If not, put it in chat if you need help, and hopefully someone else out there can help you as well. All right, so let's go ahead and start here with YouTube. What I am going to go over here is creating your channel, and then within your channel creating playlists, how you can share playlists out there. So here's a few things here that I'm going to cover. And then after we do talk about YouTube today, then we will also talk about screencast and Screencastify. And that'll probably be all that we will all get covered in this workshop. I have this workshop going until noon. Again, whether we were in person or since we're virtual, you guys take a break when you need to, but I will have some breaks built in when you've got some time to work on some of the challenges that I have here for you. So the first thing is, I'm going to, real quick before I go to YouTube, switch over to my email to make sure, yep, I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. I've got someone else trying to get to join the meeting. Or is Chris, did Chris get in to the meeting room? Lauren, I don't know if you're out there. I think Chris is from Pikeland as well. Do you know, is Chris in?
I have no idea. I knew about that one because she texted me.
Okay. So let me just real quick here send it to Chris as well. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing my screen back here again then. So to jump into YouTube, all I need to do is come up here and go to the plus sign. Again, it's adding a new tab. I'm in the Google Chrome web browser. You will find anytime you are in the G Suite apps for education, you want to use the Google Chrome web browser. A couple different reasons. One reason is you've got the waffle built in right there. You can access the apps right from there. If I go to the waffle and scroll down, I should be able to find a YouTube. So if you want to go and access it there, you can. And another thing with these apps right here, so if I see YouTube there and I want to move it up, I can drag and drop these apps around my screen here under my waffle. So I can rearrange them how it best meets my needs. So then if I just click on YouTube, that will take me to my YouTube homepage. And when I see my YouTube homepage here, this is just the recommendations YouTube sends out. Sometimes it's based off of different videos that have came across and I might have clicked on. On the back end, Google has an algorithm to push out some of these. It might be based off of some of my subscriptions out there as well. So that's my home. If I come over here, I can go to trending. So I can see what videos out there are trending. And trending videos usually have, if you look at it, this one has 2 million views, 1.5 million views. So the videos out there that are being watched by millions of viewers. I've got subscriptions. And here's, again, the video or the channels that I subscribe to. This will show what has been posted from those videos today. And I'll talk about how to subscribe to videos as well, or to channels. So if you look at yours, if you can, go ahead and go to your YouTube app. If you don't have the waffle, if you're not for sure about that, there's another way you can go to YouTube. Just click on a new tab and just type in YouTube. And you should be able to access it as well. If you go over here to your Google account, so hopefully you're signed in to your Google account. If not, make sure you go and sign in. And right here, it may say your channel, or it may say create your channel or activate your channel. I think it used to say activate your channel, and I think they changed it to create your channel. So if you want to right now, go ahead and create your channel. And to create your channel, if you click on this, if someone wants to put in chat or unmute and let me know. Does it say create your channel if you haven't created your channel?
Yes, it does.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for people putting it in chat as well. So create your channel. And when you create your channel, just go through, they may ask you a few questions. Go ahead and answer those questions. If you're not for sure about one of the questions, feel free to put it in chat or unmute yourself and ask. Yeah, great question. Where is create your channel? It should be in, so here I'm on my YouTube, whether I'm on the home page or a different tab here. Over here on the right-hand side, I have my picture of my icon for my Google account. It may be your initials. Can you click on that? When you click on that icon there.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Do you see right under there? It says your channel for me because I've already created. Does it say create your channel there for you?
I see your channel for me. So does that mean I already have a channel and I didn't know it?
So if you, have you split your screen and you have another?
Yeah, so I made you smaller and then I'm in another screen beside you so that I can listen to you. I can't see everything because I have to be wide enough to get at the stuff on the side.
Okay.
Because my part that says home trending and stuff is over on my left-hand side, but then I had to move over to find my initial on the right-hand side to get my drop down.
Okay. But you have, do you see on your account, here's your initials or your picture, and then underneath it, you see your channel?
Yes.
Okay. Then you've already created it.
Okay. I didn't know. All right.
Yeah.
So I want to click on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you, I'm sorry, Cindy, I was talking over you.
Oh, and I thought I was doing that to you. So I need to click on that so I'm in there. That's what we're working on now?
Well, I'm just having you create your channel.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great question. So when I clicked on my channel, you can see how many subscribers you have. You can see any uploaded videos you have here. And then, and again, you may not have any, and don't panic, but that's why I wanted you to go ahead and create your channel right now. But so I can see here on my channel things that I have, my videos I have uploaded. And if I just go back to home, that just takes me back to my home channel. So if I go right here, I can go to my library. So I'm just going to talk you through some of the things here on the left-hand side. So the library basically is history. So I can see my history. I've also, under my library, is watch later. If there's something that I want to go and watch later, I can, it kind of is a bookmarking tool, and I'll show you how to, you can bookmark it to watch it later. Again, I can't, under my library, I have history here. If I go to history, just another view, I can see everything there. You can see the history that I've watched. I can right here go your videos. Again, you can see that there are multiple ways to get to the same screen.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
I put something in the chat. I was trying to create a channel, and it gave me the, it says you can either, hang on, let me go back to it real quick. Create channel and get started, and it says use your name, right? And it has my name, and use your name on your picture on your Google account. You can select that, or it says use a custom name. I would like to use a custom name, and every time I hit select on it, it said it's an invalid request.
Okay, good question.
Because I don't want, you know, I don't want the name of this channel to just be my first and last name with my icon on it, right? I would like it to be school related, not personal, right? I don't want it to look personal. I want it to look like a school related account. Yeah, good question. I don't know why that error is coming up. If anybody else out there knows, or if you did create a custom name, feel free to jump in
and put it in chat. Is this Dave talking?
No, it's Donovan. Is there not, can you not do any of this through the app? Do you have to do it on a website on the internet, like as it is? I mean, can you?
I always access it through, you know, the internet, but I don't see why you couldn't.
Because I see if I accessed it while I'm not logged into Google, it might give me the option to create a name, right?
Yeah,
As
you could try
opposed to just
that.
trying to steal what I'm, you know. I'll try it one more time. Get
Okay.
started, it says, and then it says use your name or use a custom name. I hit select, use a custom name. Yep. And it says invalid request again.
Yeah. And Donovan, I'm thinking because you Google bought YouTube, and so it's tied to your Google account. And so if you're using your school Google account, then, you know, there could be with the domain, there could be issues where you can't change your name. So if you want to try your personal Google account, if you have one, you could try it that way. You don't, you know.
I do. Well, I like the idea of keeping my personal accounts separate from my school accounts.
Yeah.
Right. My private me is not my school me. Right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if it's easy for other people, but I teach driver's ed, and I just did a new Google account just for the purpose of making a driver's ed YouTube channel. So that is a little more work probably, but that's what I did because I ran into the same problem.
Okay. And Scott, you did that. It's a personal account. It's not tied to your school Google domain, correct?
Correct. I use it for school purposes, but it's not it's a regular Gmail. It's not my pikeland.org mail.
So I just switched mine actually while you were talking through it. It does switch your whole Google, but since I will be using Google for all my remote learning, I just went ahead. If you go to your settings, if you're on the YouTube page, and you go to your setting, like you click on your little picture account and you go down to settings, and then you click edit on Google. Lisa, it's right underneath your name there.
Don't go to settings here. Go to manage your Google account.
Nope, you were right. You're on settings, but on your screen it says Lisa. Like in the middle of your screen, it says edit on Google.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, okay. And then you have to verify it's you.
Wait,
Yep, great question, Amanda. We'll back up so we can show them here, and then I'll show my screen. But then if you want to walk through how you just did it, that would be perfect.
Yep.
So let me back up one more time. So how did I get to the screen that you're seeing right now? I went to settings over here at my menu. Yep. And then I'll let Amanda take over.
So once you hit settings, so you can do it two ways. You can go over to the little side thing like Lisa has, or you can click on your personal picture in the right upper corner to get to settings. And then if you go to settings, you click on that, and it'll take you to the screen that you see on Lisa's page. Once you are there, you hit edit on Google.
But I don't have that because it says, mine just says create a channel there because I don't have a channel, right?
So maybe go ahead, Amanda would say, go ahead and have him create the channel with his name.
Yeah.
There it is. It's giving me that opportunity. Okay.
Okay. So then you would hit that.
It says name cannot be changed.
Oh, that's because I had mine as Amanda Grimm, and while you guys were talking about it, I just went through and was playing with it, and I changed mine to Miss Grimm. Now it changes that on. I just put my first name in as Miss, and then but it changes that on all my Google stuff. But I guess if I'm okay with that because I only use it for school and I teach fourth graders, so.
Well, I actually have a plan to make a personal YouTube channel, and I want it separate from my school channel. You know, I really need that.
As long as you don't log in with your Google, your school Google, then it'll be fine to create that separately.
Yeah, well, I don't want my school Google to say my first and last name, I guess is what it is. I'd rather it
So that's
just
why
be,
I went through.
my ELA or something like that, you know? I don't want it, but okay.
Yeah, you can go through and you'll just have to change your first name, I think. I don't know.
It won't let it.
Okay, and that's probably back on your Google admin. Whoever your Google admin is for your district, they have control.
Okay.
You can change that or not. So.
Yeah, because I just had that for myself. I tried to look at it myself, and it said it was completely under Google admin control, so I'm stuck out of luck.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe play around with it. If you've got a different workaround, feel free to share it in chat, or if anybody else has a different workaround, put it in chat as well. But thank you, Amanda, for walking through those steps as well. So going back here to the YouTube channel. So if you were able to create your channel, great. If not, maybe we can help you some more when we've got you guys working on the challenge here in a little bit. So if I go to Gary Brooks' video here, and if I go ahead and click on it, and if for some reason, you know, I click on it here, let me just go back here one time. If I see that, I'm like, oh, I want to go and look at that later, but I don't have time to watch it right now. Right up here, there is a clock and it says watch later. This is YouTube's built-in bookmarking tool. So I can click on watch later. When I click on watch later, then it automatically goes right over here to my watch later. So I can go to my watch later and I can see all of the videos that I put here to watch later. So again, it's kind of like, you know, when you bookmark a website, you bookmark it so that you can go back and access it later. So watch later is there. Now, can I add other bookmarks here to other YouTube videos that I find? You can, and that is called a playlist. So if you look right here, I've got a playlist here of Google Workshops. The icon here with the 3 lines and the play button is a playlist. That lets me know it's a playlist. So if I go, I'll go back to this Gary Brooks video here. So I'm not sure if you're. And so if I want to watch this later, you know, I can go ahead and hit watch later. But if I want to add this to a playlist, whether I'm pushing it out for students, I'm curating some videos here that I want the students to watch, I can create a playlist. And to create that playlist, all I have to do is right underneath the video, I've got some options here. So I can share this video right now if I wanted to. Click on share. Here's the copy. I can click on copy to get the link. I can push this out and paste it in a Google slide, a Google form, a Google site, Google Classroom, and I can push it out to the students right now. But if there's several videos I want to put in this, I can create a playlist right here, click on the 3 lines and the plus sign, and that lets me know I can save this video. So I can save it to watch later from here as well. I can save it to any of these playlists I have here, or I can create a new playlist. So again, if I'm, you know, teaching about digital citizenship, and this is on digital citizenship, I can add it to this playlist. If not, I can go here, create a new playlist if it's on some math facts or whatever my topic is. So you don't have to have the playlist created before you find the videos. You can create it all at one time. Another thing you can do out there for YouTube channels while I'm on this page, if you want to, you can subscribe to different people's channels. What does the subscription do? If you subscribe to a channel, that you will get notifications of when they add new material to that channel. So as you can see to Gary Brooks, I am subscribed to his channel. And then it also, so you can see with Gary, he's got over 167,000 people subscribed. If you're a famous YouTuber, that's important because they can show then companies that might advertise on their channel that, hey, here's how many people I have subscribed to my channel, and this is why you should pay me money to advertise your products on there. Some people use advertisers Some people, even with a large subscription base, may not. But that kind of gives you an overview of subscribing to a channel. Also then right here, anytime within the G Suite apps for education, you've got three dots. Anytime you see those 3 dots, you can, you've got some other options here. So you can report this video to YouTube if there's an issue with it. You can open the transcript. If you click on open transcript, what I like about this, it helps with differentiation, not only for you, but for your students, is they can come over here and see in the transcript where he talks about, about mask you can wear, and you can jump right to that. So at 35 seconds, he talks about that. So whether it's a video, a screencast from you, or it's a video out there from, someone else, they've got everything right here as well. It is English. That's the default here. If you need to, there are some translations. So if you have some students who speak another language, and I know many of you who do, you can add translations as well. I don't know if all of the translations for, to meet the needs of all of your students, depending on their language, is there, but it's worth checking out to see if it's in a different language.
Lisa?
Yeah.
I have a question. Going back one step real quick, you know how you have the home trending subscriptions library, and then you had a bunch of stuff under your library on the left-hand side?
Uh-huh.
I don't have anything, I don't have the history, your videos, watch later. How do you get that? Or do you just need to, does it show up as things are created?
I think it shows up as you interact with YouTube. You will need to make sure, if you want, all of this to show up, that you are signed into the Google account that you want it to show up in. Because if I switch to my personal Google account, it will look different than my school Google account. So yeah, great question. So maybe if you have time right now, just go out and click on some different videos to see then if it shows up in your history or your library. What's showing up in my library though, and great question, Christy, I'm glad you asked that, is my watch later bookmark, and then different videos that I've clicked on, and that's showing up in my history. So maybe go out, try that and see. Then, as I scroll down, I've got playlist here, but I've got it over here as well. It's just, again, presented in different formats to allow for differentiation. Some people that might drive you crazy out there, all these different ways to access the same thing. But does that answer your question, Christine?
Yeah, for the most part, I was just trying to make sure I had it all there. So I'm playing with it to add some things. So we'll see.
Okay, play with it. And then by the end of the training, let us know if it's not there, and we can maybe troubleshoot some other things. So right here under show more, if I click on that, you can see all of my playlist here. Okay. So when I'm into the video, when I go to a video, I can see the playlist there as well.
Are you using Google?
And, if I wanted to put this video here into my playlist, just click on the 3 lines and the plus sign. And here's all of my playlist as well. So here's where I can add to my playlist. If I go over here to the menu, the 3 lines, I can see all of my playlist here. If I want to just jump to, Google Trainer videos, I can see all of the different playlists here of people's Google Trainer videos that they have shared out there. And so I created this playlist, and once you create a playlist, then you can make it public, you can make it unlisted, or you can make it private. So this one's public, so anyone who searches for Google Trainer videos, this playlist may come up since it's public. If I want to make it unlisted, so I know Donovan had talked about he didn't want his YouTube channel to have his name. Again, he can put a lot of content out there, but just make it unlisted or even private if he doesn't want people to view it. That just does a random search. The unlisted part is, you know, again, if people out there just randomly Google about a Google Trainer application, if he makes it unlisted or you make it unlisted, people can't access it unless if they have the link to view it. And you can, again, give them the link, push it out through Google Classroom, you know, through a Google site, however you disseminate your information to your students.
So the unlisted would just be for your students viewing it only, kind of like a private classroom, correct?
Correct, or however you so choose to use that, yeah. So no, you don't have random people out there seeing you that you don't want them to see your videos. Yeah, great question. So then with this playlist then, you know, again, what I can do if I make it unlisted or even if I make it public, I can share this whole entire playlist. If I click on the share button, here's the copy of the playlist. If you ever want to check to see if you're copying a playlist, in the URL here, it will always say a playlist, that you're not just copying one video, you're copying a playlist, and a playlist usually consists of more than one video. And hit copy, and whether it's in Google Sites, Google Sites is like a web page, I can go ahead and insert that playlist out there. I'll pull up a Google site here and show you. So I'm going to go to my Google Drive and just go to my sites here. I want it owned by me, and I'll search, and I will show you how you can then insert that playlist even into a Google site if that's how you disseminate your information. So right here, I've got just one video of Gary's here on the Google site. If I want to insert the playlist, what I could do, go to YouTube. I can do a video search here if I want. I can do upload and upload a video that I already have out there and select it in there. Let's see. Let me pull up another Google site here. And then you can also see when I've already embedded a playlist here, that the difference between a playlist and a video. So I showed you earlier just that one video right here. This was, I embedded a playlist. Right here it shows the playlist icon. It's showing that there's one of 27 videos. Right down here, embedded a playlist, one of 7 videos. So if I would go to insert and click on embed, what I could do is paste my code there, and it will embed the playlist. So then right here of the Google Trainer applications, I've got one of 7 videos here. So then when your students or whoever accesses your Google site, when they see this, then they can see all of those videos. You don't have to have several different videos just all by themselves. You can put it in a playlist. So then they can go ahead, and once they start playing it, it will play through all of those videos in that playlist.
Lisa, excuse me, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so when I mark either a video or a playlist as unlisted, and I just want to share it with my kids, when my kids watch that video, because I'm gonna, like if it's a video that I made of myself, do they have the option to share it out to public or to, you know, to anybody else, or do they get it as just a view only?
Good question. So when you share it out, let me just go back to the Google site here. So here, this is the viewable version of this Google site here. If they click on share, this is publicly shared. If I go ahead and share something unlisted, you know, I never thought about that. Good question. I need to learn that. Anybody know? Have you shared a playlist? I would think that they wouldn't be able to share it.
Yes, I know.
Okay, go ahead, Spencer.
If you share the link, yes, it is viewable. Unlisted just means it won't pop up on a search, but if someone has the link, it will view. Only if you have it private can they not view it.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Spencer. So Spencer's saying then if they have it unlisted, and speak up, Spencer, if I'm saying this wrong, you're saying that they can't, or they can share it out as long as they share the link with people, then other people can see the videos. But if you make it
Private.
Go ahead and say it again. If you make it private.
If you make it private, then they can't view it. And you can toggle that. You can change it, you know, anytime, all the time, you know, between those two.
Yeah.
Spencer, can the students still see it though? They just can't share it out to anybody in private?
If it's, in private, no. In private, only you can see it on your computer.
Okay, so what I'm curious about, is there a way that if I make a video of myself teaching algebra and I share it in my Google Classroom to my students, is there a way to make it to where my students can see it, but they can't then go share it out on general YouTube to anybody that they want to?
Yeah, not that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, great question. We'll try that here, maybe while you guys are working on your challenge. So, but unless if someone else knows or wants to speak on it right now, feel free to do that. But yeah.
Is there a way to make a YouTube channel but have a password to get into it, that the students would just type in that password?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, as you can see, I don't have all the answers out there. I'm learning with you as well. Again, if someone knows that, feel free to speak up.
Hey, Lisa, it's Jacqueline.
Yeah, hi, Jacqueline.
Hi. I don't think there is a way to password protect, and you really won't be able to stop them from sharing once they have that link. I think in that case or scenario, you would put the video into a slide. So you wouldn't upload it at Google at all or into YouTube at all, but put it into a slide. So it's actually just that video. And then that way they have it and they can't share it and it's just there. So that's where you'll embed it instead.
Yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. So I think Becky asked that original question. So yeah, when if you share it out either through Google Classroom or like Jacqueline said, Google Slides, then they can't go and share that link of that.
Thank you.
So of you teaching algebra. You don't want everyone out there to see you teaching algebra, huh?
No, especially with just learning how to do all this stuff myself.
Yeah. There is a learning curve, but it's also good for your students to see and to see you, start doing this and see you grow over the course of the year as well. But yeah, keep asking questions there. Feel free in chat and appreciate the people jumping in. It's and helping out as well. So going back here to YouTube, then looking at the slide deck, you can create YouTube playlists. So again, let me go over how to do that. So if you go into a video, and I always just like using Gary's, whether you're searching for a specific topic out there, or it's even your videos, we haven't even gotten into that yet, that you can save it to a playlist. So at the bottom of every video, there should be this 3 lines and the plus sign. This is how you create your playlist.
To be a champion, it takes a...
And then you can, select whichever playlist you have here. If not, go ahead and create your new playlist. If you click on these 3 dots right here, don't forget, if you want to see the transcript you can if you need to report it or add translations there. But then once you've created playlist, then you can go out and see on the left-hand side your playlist. You could also see playlist, I think it was under history. So there's lots of different ways you can go back in and see your playlist. Maybe it was under library. Again, you'll just get used to the way you go about doing this.
Now I'm finding that some videos cannot be added to the playlist. Those little lines do not show up, and they're for the like Sci kids or Crash Course kids, because it says it cannot be added to a playlist because it is a kid specified video. And I don't know if that's for what reason that is, but that's what I'm getting on those videos.
Oh, interesting. I know with the SOPA law, the Student Online Privacy Protection Law, Google has made changes. So you said the Crash Course for kids, you couldn't add it to a playlist?
SciShow kids and also Crash Course kids, which is videos, educational type videos for probably elementary and middle school. And they're not allowing you to do that. Do you see where it's blanked out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. So I wonder what the reasoning is behind that. Thanks, Mary, for sharing that with us. So might have to look at to see why YouTube is disabling that videos for kids to add to a playlist. But yeah, you can still, let's say you still wanted to share this with your students. You can click on here, share, and hit copy, and you can copy this out. If you, again, put it in Slides or Google Form or Classroom, you can, still give the kids access to that, and that's doable. The reason for making a playlist is sometimes just you have all of the same content like in one folder. Think of a playlist as a folder, just like in your Google Drive, that you can go to that folder. If it's on digital citizenship, you can go to that folder to know you can get all of your files. Just the same thing with YouTube. A playlist is like a folder that you can go to that folder or that playlist to get all of your videos that you have found on that topic. So to push out this video to Google Classroom, you could just go to classwork and create a new assignment here. And I think Jacqueline talked about this earlier, that again, you can put videos out there. I don't know what was this on gravity? I can give it a title and I can go ahead and hit add. And right here, I can go ahead and from YouTube, I can go and search here in Google Classroom, or since I already copied the URL, I can just paste it here. And then I can add the video here and put it there. So then the kids can have access to this. Because sometimes if you do a playlist here, it could be overwhelming for the students. So, putting one video at a time out there, you could do that as well. So I don't know. I'm glad Mary brought this to our attention, what the workaround might be for adding the playlist. Just know, I guess, maybe subscribe to this channel or know that you have these videos out here that you can use from the Crash Course for Kids site.
Yeah, Chandra Shireman here just said that subscribing does not work either.
Okay, yeah, even if you subscribe, but subscribing, what that would do, yeah, thank you, Chandra. Subscribing would just kind of bookmark it for you to know that that's a site that you go to often. So let me go back over here to my subscriptions. And then so if you didn't want to have to go and search for it all the time, I could go down here to my subscriptions and I could go to the channel that way. So then I can kind of say, go to Crash. I don't think I've subscribed to Crash Course for Kids. but I thought there was another Crash Course for Kids channel that I had subscribed to. Maybe it was on my personal account. Oh, there we go. So then you can click there and then easily go to those videos. So just the Crash Course site and not the one for kids, there are playlists out there. But let's see if...
You're not a dish.
So maybe is the Crash Course for Kids the ones under 13? Because just the regular Crash Course, I can still create a playlist there. So as you can see, what Google does, they can push out updates all the time and change things and just learn as you go. So again, what we've gone over so far is we've talked about playlists, and as you can see, we've learned about some videos out there we can't add to playlist, but there are many out there that you still can. And then using the bookmarking tool here, the Watch Later, you can put in the built-in bookmarking tool that they've got there. You don't have to, but you can use that, or you can add different playlists. And here again is all of my playlists. When I go to a playlist, once I've added videos to a playlist, then I can share out that whole entire playlist. I can make it public, unlisted, or private. So again, if you make it private, it's only you can view it. No one else out there can view it. Even if you share the link with someone, they will not be able to access that private video.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
I just clicked on another one that won't let you save it. And it just says to comply with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and other laws, certain features are turned off that are on content that's made for kids. And so I don't know if that explains why some of those can't be saved for the kids. But anyway, that's just what I found.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it goes in line. I didn't think that law was going to take place until July 1 of 2021, but I think Google's ahead of the game and went ahead and turned on those features. So thanks, Brandy, for sharing that with us. So then, you know, the workaround from that, then maybe if you subscribe to the channel, then you can have it on the left-hand side to easily access their material, go and still share out one video at a time from those channels to comply with the COPA, SOPA, all of the privacy laws out there for children. So then right here on this Google Trainer video playlist that I created, I can, if I want to add a description, I could add a description here so it shows up here. If I wanted to at any time, I could go and edit the title name, and it shows you how many characters you can have here. Again, I can share this out. Right here, this shuffle play, this will just shuffle the order the videos will play in. And then even though I went out of it, YouTube created this queue here. It shows up in the bottom right-hand corner that you can still be on a web page, but you can have the video playing in the bottom right-hand corner. You can have several videos here in the queue waiting to play. It doesn't have to be in a playlist. So that's shuffle play. This is sharing to get the copy of the URL for this playlist. And remember, if you're sharing out a playlist, it will say a playlist in the URL, and just hit copy. And then I've got the 3 dots here. Here, I can, right from here, I can add videos. I can add all. Here, I can collaborate. So this playlist, you know, I could collaborate on a playlist with other teachers in my school district, or, you know, other people outside of my school district, that we can add different videos to this playlist. I've got settings here, and then if I wanted, I could delete this whole playlist, okay? So feel free to take a look at those. And then another thing, so we've got these videos right here. If I wanted to change the order of these videos, I can just click on these two lines here, and do you see how my cursor changes to a hand? I can drag and drop them just by that. Or do you see how when I hover over a video, I've got these three dots here? Again, I've got some other options here. I know this is a lot to take in. Take a deep breath. The more you play around with this, I think the better you will get at it. But again, I can add it to queue. I can bookmark it here, save it to a different playlist, remove it from this playlist. Here's another way I can move it to the top, move it to the bottom. So you've got a lot of different options here, but this is within a playlist. So how do I get to my playlist? It's over here underneath the three lines, the menu here, and I've got my playlist there. I can have all of my playlists shown, or if I want to show less, it just shows one playlist here, but then if I hit show more, I've got all of my playlists there. Okay. So what we went over is creating a YouTube playlist and then sharing it. And again, as we saw, a few people spoke up about saying, hey, some of those videos out there that are made for kids, we can't add to playlist. We've got the built-in bookmarking watch later, subscribing to channels and sharing videos through YouTube. Now, if you don't want to always have to share your videos through, Google Classroom, depending on your age, you could just share your YouTube channel with your students, and they could just go and access the videos through your YouTube channel. When you're sharing some videos, again, you can share it out through Google Sites, Google Forms, Google Classroom, Google Slides. And what's nice about this, when you share them out, that when the kids play them, it doesn't show comments. It doesn't show video or other ads or other videos. So sometimes when you're just in the YouTube screen, here when we're watching some videos, it'll show ads at the beginning. You can skip those ads. But then after you stop the video, or when the video ends, it can, start playing another video. When you push it out, it does not do that. When you push it out through any of those Google apps that I just talked about. So I want to give you time here. I know I haven't talked about slide 7 much. That's fine. If you want, you can click on those links to learn more about that. I've got a playlist here that someone shared about some different YouTube channels out there for educators. Feel free to take a look at those. But I'm going to be quiet here and try to answer questions and give you time to go to YouTube, create your channel if you haven't already done so. And if you haven't and you need help, we'll try to help you here. And if you'll follow along on this challenge here. And then what do let's see. So it's a little after 10 here. And then I want you to share your playlist to this sheet. So here is another way you can collaborate and have your students work together on things that you want them to do, especially during, who knows what this fall will look like, if we will be back face-to-face any, or if we'll be totally online and remote learning with the students, that here's another way you can collaborate with them. So since we're not face-to-face, I don't have that interaction with you. How I'm getting that interaction with you right here is collaborating on this sheet. So when you click on that sheet, oh, and some people have already started, perfect, that to go ahead and fill this out, put your name and role here, your contact information, and then put your playlist here. If you don't know how to do this yet, don't panic. If you do, this is my way of allowing the people who know how to do it already, go ahead. But what I want you to concentrate on right now is kind of digest, take in everything we just learned about YouTube and try and go and create a playlist. If you need me to go back over that, please either unmute yourself, let me know, put it in chat. We can have other people help out here as well. So again, I'm going to give you some time right now to do challenge number 1 here, creating playlists in YouTube. It's on slide 8. What are your questions? Am I stressing anyone out there? Okay. All right, perfect. I will go over this. So again, as you can see, some of you already know how to do this, so go ahead and do that. Again, if you already know how to do some of these things, go ahead and work ahead. If not, I will go back over this. Okay. So I appreciate people feeling comfortable saying, hey, I'm struggling, I need help. As a teacher, I do love questions, so thank you so much. So what I want you to do here, creating your channel. How do you create your channel? You should come up here to your Google account. You should be signed in with your Google account, whether it's your school account or your personal account. It doesn't matter for me if you don't want to use your school account. Feel free, if you have a personal account, go and do that. And then activate or create your channel here. So I've got to be in YouTube for it to happen. So do you see when I clicked on my Google account and slides, it didn't let me create my channel here. Why? Because I'm not in the YouTube. I'm not in the YouTube app. So here, go ahead and click on your icon or your picture. And right here, it should say create your channel. And then if I go out here to home, let's say I am learning about Seesaw. That's right up here. There is a Seesaw channel out there. I can just go ahead and click on Seesaw and see what all is out there on Seesaw. And if I go to Seesaw, it shows that I'm subscribed to it. Latest from Seesaw right here. Seesaw tutorial for teachers, using Seesaw for remote learning. So let me go ahead and click on this video here.
Go Guardian Teacher
Okay.
provides.
So as you can see right now, since I'm playing the video right from YouTube, it starts with an ad. If I don't want that for my kids, copy the link here and put it in one of the Google apps so that they don't have the ads. But so let's say I want this video here to push out to other teachers that I'm working with about learning about Seesaw. So what I could do here, then come over here to the 3 lines and the plus, and I can add it to a playlist or create a new playlist. So let me go ahead and here add it to this Seesaw playlist. If I want, I can undo that, but I can always change it later too. If you also see, I've got the Seesaw playlist here. I've got these different icons here. I've got a locked one. This is private just for me. This one is, I can share it out there. It's public. This one is unlisted. And for them to access that, I would have to share the link with them. So I've got it in my Seesaw playlist. So let's say I want to find other videos about Seesaw. Again, over here on the right-hand side, I can see some other, sometimes here's some other videos about Seesaw and then just other videos over here. But let's say I want this video on Seesaw. Again, I don't even have to click on it to save it to a playlist, or that's the cue. I do need to click on it to save it to my playlist
Hey
here.
everyone, it's Susan Jones and welcome back to my Sunday Spotlight.
Okay, so again, if I want to add this to my Seesaw playlist, click on the playlist icon, go to Seesaw, and then as soon as I click on that, it's added to my Seesaw playlist. Then how do I get to my Seesaw playlist? If I go to the 3 lines up here to the menu, and I go over here to show more, I can see my Seesaw playlist. So I can click on that. And my playlist consists of all of the videos I put in there on Seesaw. So here's 4 videos I have on Seesaw. I've got it unlisted so that people just out there on the internet can't see it, but I'm sharing this with teachers, school districts, whoever it may be, or students. Okay, if I want to change it to public, I can, but right now it's unlisted. And then right here, I can share the link by copying it, and I can push this out for the kids to access. If I want to put a description here, I can. Remember, yeah, go ahead.
I ran into I made a thing for volcanoes and I couldn't find it. And then I had to refresh for it to show up in the list.
Okay.
So if somebody can't find it and you're like, I know I made it, hit refresh.
Okay. And the refresh, thank you, Christy. The refresh is up here. It's also called reload, but I'm like Christy, I've always called it refresh, but it might say reload this page. So refresh and reload does the same thing. So thank you, Christine. So then once you've created a playlist, what I'm asking you to do then is to share this link by copying it and going over to this Google Sheet and adding it in there. And as you can see, we've got a lot of people here going ahead and adding it. How do you get to this Google Sheet? You go to slide 8, and I put share the playlist to this sheet. So click on this sheet. When you're in the slide deck, when you're not in the presentation mode, you just have to click underneath it for the link. So you click on it once and then click a second time to get to the actual sheet. Or you could even copy the link and paste it up there too. So again, multiple ways to do the same thing.
I went to try and add a video and it says this action is turned off for content made for kids. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, so, and that's what I think a few other people spoke up. They have the same issue that, yeah, we don't have control over that because of the laws, the COPA, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and SOPA, the Student Online Privacy Protection Act, that these companies have to abide by them. So to go about doing that, you won't be able to share it to a playlist, but you can still share that video out into your Google Apps. You can still share it out into a Google Classroom, Google Slides. Let me go back here and I'll go to one of those videos. Can you, it was Crash Course for Kids was one of them. So then my workaround would be, you know, to subscribe to that video or that channel. So then it's kind of, it adds it over here to your subscription. So then you can just click on it fast. You don't have to go and search for it all the time. And when you go to this video, then I added this one to my Google Classroom. But that would be my workaround. Anybody else have a workaround?
Yeah, I found, so if you click on the video, it blanks out where it says save to a playlist. But if you just search it and not click on the video and then hover over the text and go to the right, you'll see those 3 dots. And then if you click those 3 dots, I was able to save it to a playlist that way.
Oh, interesting. Do you want to share your screen and show us what you just did? Do you feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Laura. I'll stop sharing my screen and Laura can share her screen and show us a workaround. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about, you know, working with having a lot of educators in a workshop, different ways to do that, and we can troubleshoot together.
Right. So if you, like, for example, don't let the pigeon drive the bus, if I go over here and click these 3 buttons, I'm able to save it to a playlist here. Whereas if I clicked on it, I would not be able to.
Oh, perfect.
So,
you want to do that one more time?
Oh, sure. Okay. So if you click on the video, you're not able to save it to a playlist. But if you just search it and then in the search results, go to the right of the video and click those 3 buttons, you'll be able to save it to a playlist there.
So interesting. I wonder if YouTube, if they just missed that in their programming on the back end or what, but hey, we found a workaround. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
Lisa, I have a question.
Yeah.
I made my playlist, but when I go to share it with you, I don't have that little arrow for share. I just have the other 2 icons.
Interesting. So do you want to share your screen, or do you want me to try to troubleshoot by me sharing my screen again?
I don't have my screen. I have 2 computers up.
Okay.
So I have my playlist like you had, and when you went to share, you know how you had that little arrow?
Yeah.
I have no little arrow there. I just have like the arrows that are making an X and the 3 dots. Like right there, yes, I do not have that middle arrow.
Anybody else not have that middle arrow to share? Yeah, great question. And I'm sorry, who was speaking? Is it Jennifer?
Jennifer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then with your 3 dots, what can you do with your 3 dots?
I can only add videos, add all to, collaborate, playlist settings, or delete playlist.
That I don't know. That stumped me.
Yeah, it's kind of, so I do have a list to send you. I just can't share it.
Yeah. And someone put in chat, yeah, to refresh or reload the page up here, use that arrow. Try that and see. Yeah, great suggestion, Cindy.
Okay.
Now, when I shared my link, I just hovered over it and I right-clicked and then I copied the link. That may be
okay. I just got the share by refreshing it, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Cindy.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
How do so I'm looking at your YouTube playlist sheet that everybody's making, and I look at number 32, Alicia Morris, and like hers is that nice simple title, mini lesson videos, where everybody else is the long address. I know I've done it, but I can't remember how. How do you make it so that it's just the title and not the big long URL?
Okay, great question. I'll give Alicia, this is my way of trying to incorporate other people out there. If you feel comfortable unmuting yourself and either you can share your screen or I can walk you through it on my screen if you would like to help us out, but thank you so much for asking that question. I'll give Alyssa a moment if she can hear us or if she even has volume that she can respond.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can.
Okay, 1 second, let me pull it back up.
Okay, that's fine. And do you want me to have it on my screen or do you want to share your screen?
Probably on yours would work.
Okay. Alicia, what was yours is on what, mini lesson videos? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, I will be in E2 to show everyone.
It's just taking a second to load.
So while we're waiting for hers to load, she had mini lessons there. So I'll go ahead and type in mini lesson videos. Okay, so what she did, she typed in mini lesson videos. Oh, you know what? It's trying to connect. There is, with so many people on this shared sheet. There we go. Yeah, I forgot about that because we do have a large crowd with us today.
If you just click on the site, a little pencil will pop up that says edit, and then you can type in the name that you want it to be for your site.
Yeah, that's what it just opened up for me.
So while Alicia's getting ready there, so what she did in hers, she typed in mini lesson videos. Okay. And then Alicia, is it Alicia or Alicia?
Alicia.
Okay, Alicia, are you ready now?
Yeah, it pulled up for me. So I just copied the link from YouTube and then pasted it into that box there on Sheets.
So then what she did was she typed in mini lesson videos, and then she highlighted, let me come up here, highlighted her mini lesson video words, and then she inserted a link. Is that correct, Alicia?
I did not do it that way, actually.
Oh, okay.
I just pasted that YouTube link in the playlist column. And then, like somebody else had said, when you hover over it, there's a little pencil that pops up, and you're able to like go up and change the name.
Okay, to edit link. Okay.
Yeah.
So she did it this way. Perfect. So on Aiden's, if I'm saying your name right, on row 63. So Alicia pasted the link in here from YouTube. And then right here on this edit the link here, just click on edit link. And then Alicia, what did you do next?
And then up top where it says text, I typed in the mini lesson videos.
I didn't delete all of the URL.
That worked. Thank you.
Perfect. And then did that. So I will undo that so I'm not messing up Aiden's here.
Lisa, it's Jen again, and I do not see my name on that list, even though I did register.
On the Google Sheet list?
Yes.
Oh, you type it in yourself. You just pick a.
Oh, I do all this myself. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Great question. So another way to do this is if you know ahead of time what you want to go there. So if, we know that we want mini lesson videos, what I could do, I could highlight that once I've typed it in, and I can insert a link this way as well. So once I highlight that, then I can insert link and then paste the link there. So if I wanted to paste the link, then I've got it that way. So again, multiple ways to do the same thing. You can paste the link of the YouTube playlist there and edit the link. When you edit the link, like Alicia said, up here in text, she could then type in what she wanted there, or you could do it, type in what you want first and then insert the link there. So then what that allows you to do then you click on that link, and then the students or whoever's looking at this, sheet here, then you could click on it to see that, whatever they're sharing out. What are your other questions about the sheet? What are your other questions about YouTube? Okay, I am going to take a break here. It's 10:30. We'll take a 10-minute break, come back at 10:40 and talk about Screencastify. You may have some other questions about YouTube. So, you know, if you've already taken your break and you want to, you can look at slide 9 for some other additional video resources out there that you can use. If other people have other additional video resources, put it in chat. When we come back here, I can add that here to the slide deck as well. You just might have to let me know that you added that to chat. So I do want you guys to learn from other people rather than just me during this workshop as well. So go take a break if you haven't already done so, and we'll start here again about 10:40, 10:41.
Is there someone that could help me? This is Cindy Bunch.
Yeah, hi Cindy.
So I'm pretty new to this, so I have my screen that's open where we're having our Zoom, our class.
Insert a link, and that is if you have a document, a file like that, whether it's a Google Slides, Google Doc, Google Sheet. Sometimes you might hear the word or phrase hyperdoc. That means that there's links in it that takes you to other files, other web pages out there. So you've got some different choices there. I don't know if that helps. Okay, that helps answer your question. And again, this is recorded. You can go back into different parts of the workshop if you need review on it, because like Cindy was so gracious and patient asking for help there, and Spencer jumped in and helped. So everyone's at different levels here. So there was another question. Okay, so once a playlist is created, if you want to edit and change the title, can you? You sure can. So if you go here to YouTube, and under YouTube, yeah, I was trying my video again, and yeah, I think I lost my video here. So I hope that is okay. If I go over here to YouTube and go to my playlist, so this playlist that I have for Seesaw, if I wanted to change the title of it, I can just come up here. You might see the edit the description, the pencil. So Google's way to let you know you can edit something will be the pencil is showing there. So I can just go, and if I want to add in today's date, change my title, I can. I have 150 characters, up to 150 characters that I can name it, and then I can just save it, and then it updated. Do you see I've got the pencil there, so I can go back and edit the title. I can put a description here. So right here, edit the description. I can say Seesaw videos to help you get started. And see it, I even have, if I misspell it, it lets me know. And then again, I can hit save. I can go back and edit it at any time. Again, I have up to 5,000 characters that I can put in here. So I hope that answers your question as well. But then also, if sometimes you forget where things may be, it's okay. Don't panic. That's how we learn. But also don't forget you've got 3 dots here. It's a menu to other items out here. So what I like about the YouTube, how you can collaborate on a playlist, especially if you're, working with other teachers, whether those teachers are in your building, your school district, or outside of your school district, you can collaborate on even playlists to add different playlists out there that you may use in your classroom to help with the concept. Because you might be thinking to yourself that you don't have enough time to do all of these things and to create screencasts or videos to how to. Again, don't panic. Hopefully you can use collaboration, whether it's with other teachers and or other students can create screencasts that you can share out with your other students how to do things. So any other questions on YouTube that you have right now? And again, think about, you know, how you learn, that you might go back into YouTube later tonight, this weekend, next week, a month from now, a year from now, and think, how did she do that? You'll have access to the recording, and or, you know, hopefully there's other people in this group that you can reach out to. You've got my email, you can reach out to, and or Google, you know, you can Google it or use whatever search engine you want to find to help you with your answers. But at one time I knew the stats. I didn't put the stats in here about how many YouTube videos are played every day, how many minutes are watched on YouTube. You can go and Google it if you want to, but that is how especially our young kids are learning today, by going to YouTube. Here during when we first started remote learning, my son was watching, my youngest son was watching some YouTube videos here to make some different food items, and he doesn't use a recipe book anymore. He doesn't use a recipe book. He just uses the YouTube video to see what he needs and watches someone else make it, and then he makes it. So, you know, think about when you wanted to learn how to do something. Did you go to YouTube to look to see if someone shared a video, how to do that? So YouTube can be a great resource to help you in your classroom here. Okay, so Emily answered her own question. Perfect. So I'm glad you asked that question in chat, Emily. And do you want to unmute yourself and share that with everyone else, what you found, the answer you found, because other people may have those same questions.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks, Emily.
Okay, I just went to history and I was trying to see how to clear some things out. And over on, if you click on history on the left, then over on the right, it gives you like 3 options. There's clear all watch history, pause watch history, and manage all activity.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So as you can see, there's so much out there. The more you play around with it and click on different buttons, hopefully you'll find. If you're like me, sometimes you'll think you'll figure something out one time and then you'll go back to it and like, how did I do that again? One example that I always forget where it's at when I'm watching a video.
Get closer.
Right here, when I click on the 3 dots, I always forget where the open transcript is. So I don't know why. I mean, I think I've got it down right now, but there for a while, I always forgot where the open transcript is. And I don't think I showed you this earlier. So here's the transcript of the video. And it comes up, so this helps with differentiation. If people need to be able to read it instead of always listening to the video, they can do that. And it shows you, it's got it kind of built down here at 2 minutes and 1 second, 2 minutes, 4 seconds. So it's another great tool. Right here, it's in English. You've got some other choices here. It's only showing these 2. It's based off if someone takes the time to change the transcription of it. If I click up here to the 3 dots, I can toggle the timestamps as well. So again, experimenting, playing around with it, clicking different buttons to see what all you can do. Another thing here, you can have closed captions are available as you're playing some videos too. You have that. You've got settings here as well. So you got full screen, mini player, different options here to go through. So again, we could probably spend the whole entire workshop on YouTube. I do want to take time to talk about Screencastify and how you can record your screen with your students or record just your voice using Screencastify. All right. I'm going to close some of these tabs here. All right, so I'll get to that, but it looks like Christopher's already started. Perfect, but don't panic. I was still seeing if I could get my video to work. Give me 1 second here. All right, I thought I would try one more thing and it's not working. So when all else fails, when all else fails, I was trying to get my video to work, but sometimes when things aren't working, I even reloaded, refreshed my page, and that's still not working. So I probably just need to restart my computer, but I will wait and do that after, so I don't kick you out of this Zoom. So Cole asked, how do you share channel with your students? Yeah, someone put down you can share the direct link with your students. Perfect. And with that direct link, you can share that out in Google Classroom or whatever however you share your material with your students. And so, like for example, on slide 5, let me go ahead and share my screen again. Here on slide 5, I've got it where I shared my YouTube channel with you by linking it here. So again, click on it, and when you click on it, then the kids could go to your channel here. And so then once they go to the channel, then they could subscribe. There's a spot up here that says subscribe to your channel. So you could, again, put all of your material on your YouTube channel and the kids could just access it there, or you can, again, share your links to your videos through Google Classroom, or again, however you share your resources with them. And then, yeah, Spencer, do you want to unmute and talk about that as well, what you put in chat?
Oh, it's just what you just showed about subscribing. That way they also get alerts whenever you post a new video and that kind of thing. That's what I would do. That's what I'm going to be doing, just playing devil's advocate if we're remote on day 1 of class, is getting them all set up and then having them
Mr. Range, please call 401. Mr.
having
Range,
them
401.
subscribe to my channel so that they get each video right away.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Spencer. And Spencer mentioned notifications. So right up here, where are notifications? Right to the left of your Google account icon, you've got the bell for notifications. It says I have 9+ notifications. And so then if your students are subscribed, then they'll get notifications of when you push things out. Like right here, I've had some people comment on some of my videos. Here you can see how you've got, new subscribers here. If other videos out here of being pushed out as well. So that's what notifications will allow you to do. Okay, so think back to, when you first started about 2 hours ago. Have you learned something new here in YouTube? Hopefully you have. If not, you've been able to contribute to helping out other teachers here in our workshop today. So again, when you have time, if you haven't had time to look at slide 9, here's some additional video resources. Some have a free version, some have a paid version. So go and take a look at that. I don't work for any of these companies. None of these companies provide money to me, so I'm not here advocating over one resource over another. Same thing with me talking about Screencastify. Again, I don't work for Screencastify, but it's just a tool that I have used, and there are other tools out there besides Screencastify. So let me jump down. Some of you who know of other tools out there besides Screencastify, here on slide 26, here's some other tools that you can use for screencasting. Again, just like with Screencastify, there's a free version and a paid version. Same thing with some of these others. Have I used some of these others to do a screencast? I have. Again, you just go with what you feel most comfortable with. But feel free, click on any of these links here if you already know how to do a screencast, if you want to learn about some other screencasting. This was on slide 26. So you might, especially here during remote learning, you might hear other teachers or students talking about a screencast. What is a screencast? Basically, it's a chance for you to record your screen to show your students something that you're learning, and in turn, your students could also record their screen to show you that they know how to do it when you're not face-to-face. Even if you are face-to-face, this may be a different way you can start utilizing a screencast in your classroom, because sometimes if you have 30 students in your class, it's hard to get around to each individual student to see if they became proficient in the standard or the goal that you have set for that lesson. When you are doing a screencast, not only can it record your screen, but you can record several different tabs. You can have your webcam embedded in it as well. You don't have to. So you've got some different options there. Again, what can you do a screencast for? Giving directions, showing an example, demonstrating something. And hopefully from all of this, this will force us to, when we are back face-to-face, to rethink our teaching and maybe have some blended learning opportunities in there, so that it makes us realize that we all don't learn at the same time. So, some people were saying that, they needed help with, this was all new to them. If we had videos maybe for them to go back in and watch and to help them, could that be a possibility? Especially if you're learning to do this, or your best time to work is 11 o'clock at night, and no other students are on the chat, or the teacher, you can't ask the teacher questions. You can then go back in and watch that video at whatever time that you're completing the assignment. And also when you're, doing screencasts, think also about when you go and search for something to learn how to do something, what videos are you picking to watch? And what we find, and what research shows us, that having shorter videos out there and snippets and breaking it down, students and educators, or human beings, will watch those more than watching a 15-minute video or an hour-long video. If they're wanting to learn how to bake chocolate chip cookies, they may want to, and they search for that, they may pick a video that is shorter in the length of time rather than a longer one. So, think about that as we are creating screencasts here. So again, like I said earlier, we are going to use Screencastify. If you haven't heard of Screencastify, I've got a link here that you can learn more about Screencastify. And what's nice about Screencastify, within this, we've got about 50 minutes left. We'll go over some of it and hopefully give you a chance to look at it. But even after today, you want to learn more about it. Screencastify has a lot of information here. You can see what people have tweeted about Screencastify. And if you keep scrolling down here, you can go here to look at Tell Me More for teachers or students. So if I look here for Tell Me More about teachers, there is a Screencastify master class you can take. And I was thinking it was going to show right here, but it's not right here. Maybe if I go up here to For School and maybe go to Courses or Resources. Let me click on Courses to see. So it's under Courses. So you guys can all become master screencasters by going through this course. It's 60 minutes long, and they have short videos for you to watch to learn about screencasting. After that, if you want to learn more, you can become Screencastify Certified Genius. And again, the link is 45 minutes there. Now, if you're going to use this with your students and you're not 100% sure about it, about how to teach it to them, that is fine, because Screencastify has this short course here, 10 minutes long, for students to go through to learn about screencasting. So again, this is all out there on the Screencastify website. It's under the For School tab, Courses. Here, if you go to Resources, here's a lot of other resources too. So if you've already know about Screencastify, feel free right now, go ahead and start looking at some of these resources out there. Here's the Beginner's Guide to Screencastify. Here's some of the same links we saw earlier under Courses. And then we've got some other links here about using ways you could use Screencastify in your classroom. So again, these are free to download. The links are here, and I have linked some of them in the slide deck as well. So here on slide 12, I've got, again, some examples of using Screencastify in your classroom. And I'm going to show you Google Jamboard, and I'll demonstrate a screencast using Google Jamboard. If you want, I put the example there. I think I put the video of addition of fractions out there already, if you would like. If you haven't heard of Google Jamboard before, it's a free app that you can use, both you and your students can use as well. But if you look here, there's some other examples that you can use to do a screencast. You can even do a screencast of showing a Google slide and talking about it. So here's, I'll go ahead and go to Jamboard. And how do I go to Jamboard? I clicked on a new tab up here. I go to the waffle here, and I can go to Jamboard right here. If for some reason you don't see Jamboard in your waffle, you can just see if you can type it in, jamboard.google.com. And or if for some reason you don't have access to it with your school account, maybe try your personal account. On the back end, your Google admin might have to turn it on for your school Google account. So Jamboard here, it's basically it looks like a whiteboard. You can see I've got some math problems here. You can have sticky notes. You can even upload an image and then write on it and put sticky notes there. So all I have to do is come down here and hit the plus sign, and I'll open up a blank Jamboard, and I can give it a name. So I will go ahead and I'll just put in today's date. And I can put a name in here. And so if I want to show my teacher that I know how to add fractions. Instead of completing a worksheet that might take me 10, 20 minutes to do over a bunch of different problems, I could do a screencast and show my teacher on Jamboard here. So what I will do then, all I have to do is come up here and click on Screencastify. It's in my extensions. And if you don't have it in your extension, don't panic. I'll show you how to add it as an extension. A lot of school districts don't allow teachers to add extensions. So you might not be able to add it to your school account, but you could try it out on your personal account if you have a personal Google account to try it with. So again, with Screencastify, there's a free version and a paid version. And here with Screencastify, I think I have it later on in the slide deck, the cost of it, and I don't know if I put the difference between paid and free in the slide deck, but we can Google it and I can show you it as well. But right here, I can just choose to do one browser tab. I could have my whole entire desktop, or I could do webcam only. So if I want to go ahead and do my entire desktop, in case if I want to go back and forth between tabs, I can do that. I need to make sure I've turned my microphone on and also embed my webcam. Now, since I'm having trouble with my external webcam, I can try maybe my other webcam to see if that will work. And so if I'm ready, then all I have to do is hit record. And I'll go ahead and click on record. It's asking me, I want this screen here, and I'll go ahead and hit share. And it gives me a countdown, 3, 2, 1. And okay, this is letting me have my webcam here. So it's pulling from my other monitor. And so I'm not looking at that camera because I'm looking at a different monitor here, but you can see that you can have it there. You can move the webcam around on the page if you would like. But again, if you're not comfortable using the webcam here in the beginning, you can turn it off. I can come over here to this toolbar here, click on the webcam here, and I can, when I click on it, it turns it off. If I click back on it, it turns it back on. And there we got it. So now my screencast is going. I can see that it's recording up here because I've got the little dot here. And then I can go and explain how to add fractions to my teacher. So I can use the pen here. I've got the eraser. I can select material. I can add a sticky note here. I can add an image, and then I even have a laser. So if I already put the problem here on the paper, and I should have done this ahead of time, but if I am adding 2/4 plus 1/4, and do you see how that line went there? So I can use the eraser and erase that line. I can go back to my pen. Also, if I click on my pen, that arrow right next to the pen, I can choose I can choose a marker. I've got a highlighter. I even have like a paintbrush. I can choose these different colors here as well. But I'll just stick with that pen. And then I can just go over here and hit, okay. I'm having issues here. It's not showing my whole screen. Okay. So I've got 2/4 plus 1/4. My plus, for some reason, is not showing up. There we go. All right, not pretty at all, but it will do. So then I can explain to my teacher, okay, so I need to add 2/4 plus 1/4. I know the 2 and 1 are numerators, and 2 plus 1 is 3, so then I put my 3 there. And then I know with the denominators, it stays the same, so I just have to put a line here to separate the numerator and denominator, and I know then I need to carry my 4 down because my denominators stay the same. Then the student might even go into talking about reduced fractions. Can they reduce this? Why or why not? So you can see more of their thinking. It makes their thinking visible rather than just seeing a worksheet that they've completed. So whether you are in person with the students or remote learning, this way we can see, is this child doing their work or is someone else doing the work for them? Or, you know, especially even in a classroom setting, can we see that, are they just cheating off of someone? This helps eliminate the cheating because you can hear their voice and hear their understanding of the math problem. So if they have the math problem written out ahead of time, that's fine. They could, you know, write it out and then start doing the screencast and explaining it after they have it written out. They could even click on a sticky note, put a sticky note in here and, you know, change the color, put whatever they want, talk about what's on the sticky note there as well, before, after, or during the screencast. I've got the pointer here, so the pointer, if the child already has the information on the screen, they can use the pointer and talk, show where they're talking about, whether it's a fraction or if they have some writing on here. You also have the option right here. So this annotation toolbar right here during the recording, if I need to, I can pause it at any time. I can resume it at any time. And then if you look here, when you click on these different icons here, you've got some other options up here. So I have a focus mouse. So if I have the focus mouse, it changes my mouse so it focuses more on what I'm talking about. I can hide my cursor while I'm talking, while I'm moving it, if I don't want it to see. I could also, this will highlight anything I click on, and you could have it highlight click. So again, how, you know, the best way to learn this after I explain it here is jumping in and playing around creating a screencast. I will tell you, when you start doing these, whether it's for yourself or your students, it will take you a lot longer to create these if you're so worried about making mistakes and wanting it perfect. Working with one teacher on screencasts with her students, we thought, oh, it would just take, they would work on it. We could get it done probably 1 to 2 hours. Well, it ended up, you know, the first time we were working with students on this, it was double the time. So just like what you found, you know, sometimes with this remote learning here earlier this year, when you pushed out information to your students, that some of them, it was taking them a lot longer to do some of the work. Same thing with these screencasts, that they may do 5, 6 tries before they like the one that they want to submit. But hopefully over time, whether it's you or them creating these, that you will realize they don't have to be perfect. That it's okay if there's some ums in there, or, you know, if you've stumbled over your words. But also here, as you saw here, I've got the eraser here as well. When I click on the eraser, I can clear my whole screen if I want, or I can just, you know, clear parts of it. But I have that option down here. And then again, you saw earlier where I can embed the webcam or take it off at different times of the screencast. And then if I don't want these tools showing up right here, I can hide them. Again, it shows if I want them back, I can just click on the shortcut keys there, Option plus T on my computer, and I can get them back. A few other options here. So if I go ahead and stop the recording, again, up here is showing that I paused it. But if I go ahead and get my tools back, I can end the recording here or go ahead and resume it. I'll go ahead and end it. And as soon as I end my recording, what it does on the back end, it starts uploading it to my Google Drive. So right here, this is my recording. It starts replaying it for me. If I don't want it to replay, I can just click on the pause right here. It shows the video is 4 minutes and 26 seconds long. Again, I can, you know, replay it. I can turn on the sound to replay it. I can do full screen. But as I'm talking right here, do you see this line? It's saving to my Google Drive right now. And then right up here where it says Untitled, it usually has the date and time. I can keep the date and time there if I want. If not, I can delete that. And then I can put down, you know, whatever title I want. If this was addition of fractions, put that. And then I'm just going to put sample right now. And then I've got that. So as soon as this is uploaded to my drive, then I can share the link. So I showed you YouTube earlier for this workshop. Do you have to put this in YouTube? You don't. You can share this link right from here. It's also going to be housed in your Google Drive, and you have it that way. So if I went to my Google Drive right now, I can see, so as soon as you add the Screencastify extension to your Google account, it will ask that you have to give it permission that it can access your Google Drive. Why is that? Because again, on the back end, it plays nicely with Google. Google and Screencastify work together. And if I look at my folders here, there is a folder called Screencastify. I didn't create it. It was created when I started recording my videos using Screencastify. So if I click on Screencastify, I've got my videos here. Okay, so it's organized just like within Google Drive. I've got numbers first, and then it's ABC order. I can put folders in here if I want to organize all of these screencasts that I have. I don't have to, but to create a new folder in Screencastify, I can come over here and click New Folder and do that. Or I can come over here, right click and hit New Folder and create a new folder. So if I want all of my science how-to videos or whatever it is, I can create that and put all of them in here if I want to organize it. If not, I don't have to organize it. It's just uploaded here on the back end in Google Drive. So again, I know this is a lot to take in. Hopefully you getting some time to explore it with it, it will help you. So with this video, as you can see with the screencast, it is finished uploading, so I can share the link. I could have shared it and got the link before. I can, if for some reason I don't like this video, I can go and delete it right from here. But I can take the link and share it, you know, whether it's on that Google Sheet and sharing it out, or right here. What's nice here is, again, Screencastify plays nicely with some other apps out here. You might have heard the term app smashing. That's where you incorporate different apps that work together in this. So I can share this link out to my Google Classroom. So I don't have to put it in YouTube. If I want, I could publish it to my YouTube. I can also share it to Wakelet. Wakelet's another awesome tool. If you haven't heard about that, take time to maybe go take a look at that. Again, in all your free time, right? I can upload it to Edpuzzle. I can send it in an email. I can even generate a QR code to access this. So I think right now you have all of these options available to you. Just probably about 2-3 weeks ago, you had to enable them. I have it here on slide 17. It made you turn them on or off, but now I think they've just pushed it out there that you have them if you want them. You don't have to turn them on or off. But I don't know if everyone's is like that or not, but that's why I went ahead and kept this slide on here. But I think it's pushed out that everyone has these. So if I want to go ahead and, if I use Google Classroom, I go to Share to Classroom, and I can push this out. Now, some of you might be asking, can you push it out for Seesaw? I don't think Screencastify works in Seesaw, because Seesaw has their own video recording that you can use. But if you are using Google Classroom, here it pushes out. You can push it out to whatever class you want. And then you can create the assignment, ask a question, make an announcement, create material. So if I want to push out an assignment here, I can go ahead and push this out into my Google Classroom. Now, one thing I noticed about this, when I push this out to Google Classroom, I can't add other files to this right now. Once I push it out and either save it as a draft or assign it, I can go back in and edit it and add other files to this assignment. But with this assignment, I just want the students to view this file, video, and then let me go ahead and just save it as a draft and show you what I'm talking about. So right now I can view the draft if I want. It takes me to my Google Classroom. And then we'll see if the draft is there. So here's the draft that I just pushed out. Or you know what? No, it's not, because that says April 21. Did I put it? I put it in my Google 101 class, right? Okay, it's right here. So my draft is right here. Oh, why is it here? I was looking at my stream and not my classwork. Okay, so right here, if I go click on these three dots, I can go in and edit the assignment. And this is where then I can go back in and add other material. If you saw that, I did not have that option to add it right from the Screencastify window when I shared it to Classroom. So the workaround is either save it as a draft or go ahead and assign it, but then go back into it, edit the assignment, and add any other material you want for that assignment. Another thing, so here's how you can share it out. If you look, there's some even more share options. Okay, so here's more share options then. So I guess it's still there that you can have the option to turn it off if you don't want it, or you can turn it on. But then I've also have download. And here, download, I can download it. I can export it. I can even export it as an animated GIF. So if you've seen people make those before, this is one way you can do that using Screencastify. Again, do you have to use Screencastify to do recordings? You don't. You can go to that slide and look at other resources I have there. Maybe some of you use other ones that I didn't list there. Feel free to put that in chat as well. So again, I know I went through it maybe fairly fast, but to do a screencast, all you have to do, so even if you want to do a screencast of how your students join your Google Classroom or join whatever LMS you're using, you could do a screencast of that. So, you know, even you could do a screencast of how to access your Google, or, you know, access your stream or access your classwork in Google Classroom. Anything that you see that kids, you can create a screencast of for kids to watch when they need to know it. Because I don't know about you, but I might have to learn some new tools, and there's a lot of information coming at me and I don't pick up on everything. So having little short snippets out there to go back in and watch later, I know help me. So you might also be thinking that, well, how do I have the time to create all of these? You don't have to. Depending on, you know, your students, you could have some of your students, all of your students maybe create screencasts of how to do different things in your classroom, how to log into Google Classroom, how to log into Seesaw, how to turn on or shut down a Chromebook, whatever it may be. You could have them do the screencast and then push it out, because and share it out with the kids. Because in this way, this is, you know, kids would always ask me, okay, so Mrs. Schwartz, who's seeing this assignment? Are you the only one seeing the assignment, or, you know, will other students see it? When they know the audience is larger, is other people rather than just me. They put more time and effort into it. So to do a screencast, again, I have the Screencastify extension. I go up here to click on the extension, and once I click on the extension, I can start recording. So if I only want this tab recorded, I just click on this tab and it will only record this tab. I can turn off my webcam if I don't want it on. If I only want my webcam on, I can just turn that on as well. And then when I'm ready, I hit record. I've got my recording doing a countdown 3, 2, 1, but there's a way you can change that. Let me go ahead and I'll trash this here. For the recording, maybe it's under show more options right here. I have the countdown 3 seconds. You can do a 5, 10 second one. If you don't like the drawing tools there, you can turn them off from here as well. And then the tab audio. So if there's audio from your tab that you're working on, you might want to turn that on. So if you're showing a video on a screencast for some reason, you'll want to make sure the audio is turned on for the tab so that audio comes through in the recording as well. And then when you're ready, hit record. All right, so that was a lot of information. Don't panic if that was too much, or if you're thinking, wait a minute, I don't know if I can do this. What are some general questions out there? Or Spencer, I don't know if you've been able to keep up with chat. Any questions out there in chat that you weren't able to answer or no one else could answer?
Oh no, people got a lot of stuff. I have a concern, but it doesn't really relate directly to the screencasting stuff. It's more just down the road. Maybe it's beyond the scope of this. And it's regards to our problems we were having earlier with COPA, the adding to playlist. So when we all, because almost everyone in this entire meeting will, within a month, whether it's from their homes or from schools, be making videos, live or otherwise, to post for students. And so, you know, whenever you make a video, it asks you, is this, the first thing it does before you record is this for kids? And I assume it's because of that whole COPA thing. And so I'm concerned that, and I've always done it that way, I've always clicked on that, yes, it's for kids. And I think the main reason I've done that is because I noticed it turns off comments, because I don't want kids doing inappropriate comments on videos. So I like that. But I'm concerned that if now going forward with all this, that if I create a video and click on kid content, that kids will not be able to, let's say a kid wanted to put all their teachers' videos in one playlist for a day. Well, I don't know that they'll be able to do it without doing our workarounds. I don't know. Maybe that's, I've thrown too much out there too quickly, but it's just a thing I've been thinking about for like the last hour here, that maybe just want to bring it up and maybe bookmark for another time.
Yeah, that's a great conversation. Yeah, I think that getting into a lot there. So if anybody wants to comment or anything, put it in chat. But yeah, Spencer, with all of these different laws out there, valid point that you have. But otherwise in chat, Amanda, Spencer, everything's okay there then? Okay. I appreciate people jumping in and helping out. So a couple other things here on the slide deck, and we've got about 20 minutes left. I'm not going to go through everything. As you can see here on the pricing on slide 18, here's the free version. Here's the unlimited version that you can get for $29. And then again, if your school decides to have this for all of the teachers and students, you know, you'd have to reach out to Screencastify to get a quote. But the biggest thing I hear is with the free version, teachers say that they can only record up to 5 minutes per video. Well, that's not really a bad thing, because if you think about it, when you share information to the students, will the students be apt to, you know, would they play a video that's less than 5 minutes long over a video that's 10 minutes long? And what the research is saying is yes, that they would, you know, if they had several different videos to choose from to learn a topic, they go to the shorter video. So you would just have to plan more on your part about what you want in each screencast so that it's under 5 minutes long if you have the free version. But even with the free version, there's a lot you can do with it. So again, you know, Screencastify is not, you know, you don't have to use this one. There's other resources out there, other screencasting tools out there that you can use. Some are even built in, even if you're using iPads, or you can use some that are even built in through an iPad. So, but again, look at that for other. Chandra, what did you start to say?
Lisa, I was just going to recommend, because I used Screencastify, but a lot of the times I was having to do, once they went to the 5 minute mark, I was having to redo videos several times to get it under that 5 minute mark. I may need just 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I went ahead and bought the $29 one. But if they like how Screencastify works, but don't want to pay anything, the Screencast-O-Matic is a good option. It's the most similar to Screencastify, and you have the unlimited version. There's no cutoff time-wise as an option for people.
And it was called Screencast-O-Matic? Okay.
Matic, yep. No S at the end. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for sharing that, Chandra.
It is a website, not an add-on or a, so you have to go to the website. Jacqueline put it on in the comments.
All right. And Chandra, I don't know if you want to try, if you're talking some more, if you want to turn off your video and see if that helps with your sound at all. And I'll put the link to Screencast-O-Matic in there as well. So perfect. Thanks for sharing that. And I don't know if I spelled it correctly or have it correctly there, but I went ahead and put it there and I can fix it later. So right here for my challenge, I know we've got, what, less than 20 minutes left. If you want to give it a try, I want to be here to support you and give it a try. I do want to honor time of people that they're here until noon. So if you already know how to do a screencast, or you're not for sure and you don't want to try it right now, here on slide 21, on the challenge slide, I've got another link here to Screencastify with Google Apps. This was also on the Screencastify webpage. And here is an awesome resource. I know as teachers, sometimes we want to print things out, but again, with some of these resources, they have links in them. And if you print them out, you won't be able to go to the links. So if you want to learn about, maybe learn about using Google Tour Creator and explore the world, click on that. You can learn about that while you're learning how you can do a screencast of it. But these are 25 different ways, different educators out there that are using screencasting or Screencastify with these different apps. Again, this resource can take you, if you go through everything, we'll give you some great, resources for your students to use. And again, another thing, could you push this out to your students to look at to give them some ideas? And you could, because you don't have to know about everything. Again, as educators, we run out of time, but feel free to take a look at this to give you some ideas. And then I've got one more thing here. I've got another collaborative document here, and I might have it pulled up here, that, as we can see, some people have already started to fill out. If you don't, I said, you could take a selfie if you want, or people can insert a picture. If you want to learn how to do some of those, let us know. We can teach you that as well. And then put down an idea of how you might use this in your classroom, whether it's you as the teacher, or how your students might be able to use a screencast. And then again, you can, if you do a screencast right now, if we have time, you can hyperlink it to a word here, because some of you learned how to hyperlink. Again, if you forgot how to do that, don't panic. I did put in a link here, a short screencast of how to hyperlink. So hopefully, not only are you learning about YouTube and Screencastify today, but you're learning how you can maybe even have your students collaborate once we go back to school here in August, and just to give you some other ideas out there. So I'll be quiet and let you look back here at the slide deck for some ideas. If you want to practice screencasting right now, feel free to do that. If not, put in chat any questions you may have, and or unmute, and we can have people jump in and help you guys.
I just had a quick small one, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead, Spencer.
Is it true, am I correct that the training next Monday on August 3rd, if I wanted to recommend this to other staff who couldn't be here today, is the same as what we've just gone through?
Yes.
Okay.
I might, just like with anything, I'll reflect on how this went today and maybe refine and change a few things. And feel free, I do have an evaluation here on slide 28 that I need you guys to fill out here before you leave as well, and put suggestions on that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Spencer. Kim, I see your question there. How do you share a slide or doc, whatever, app out there to a whole group for view only with the link? Great question. So how I shared this slide deck with you all today, I went up here to share and went back here to get link. And what I did, it says anyone on the internet with this link can view. If I want to, I can change that. Again, the default usually is to your Google domain, your school district, if you're in your school account. But I just clicked here, anyone with the link. And then right here, I put view only. Just like with that Google Doc and sheet that you can collaborate on right now, I made it editor, made you guys editors, which means everyone can edit on those documents with the link that I shared out. So what I did then, I hit copy link, and then I can share this out with you. Now, could you imagine if I had you type all of this in to get to this slide deck today? Would we have a lot of frustration? Yes, we would. So if you are sharing to large groups of people that you're not sharing out through a Google email or through email or slides or Classroom, what I've done, I used a bit.ly extension. And here I can go to the website, but there's an extension. It's called bit.ly. And what that does allow me to do is it will create a shortened URL for this slide deck. So right here, what I did for this slide deck, I think I put YouTube. I think I named it YouTube, and then today's date. So you can customize this back half, and it is case sensitive. And so I put, I think, today's date. And then if that's what I want, hit enter. It's saying this was successfully saved, and then I can copy it and share it out that way. So then that's all you had to type in. And the reason I did that, because I know some of you are on 2 different devices, so you had to type in the bit.ly link to access this. Does that, Kim? Okay, you said thanks, okay. And do you see how that bit.ly link, I just put in YouTube without the capital T and it took it. If I put in the capital T, it would have said that bit.ly link was taken. And Clint, thank you so much for asking that. And Spencer and Chandra, thanks for jumping in. I didn't show you how to add an extension. So that was my bad. And I needed to go back in and talk about how to add an extension. Again, for your school account, you might not be able to add an extension. You might have to go to your Google account. But to add an extension, you go to the Chrome Web Store. I have the Chrome Web Store up here on my bookmark bar under Apps. And I can just click on the Chrome Web Store from here. And here I can search the store, and this is where I would search for Screencastify. And here's where I can add this as an extension. It says add to Chrome. If you can't access that, it might be blocked with your Google account and your school Google account. And that's normal, because again, just kind of what we've been talking about today, and Spencer brought it up again about the COPA, SOPA, the different online privacy protection laws out there to protect students. These extensions and apps, you have to give them permission to access your Google Drive. When you add it to Chrome, it'll give you a list of things that it needs access to. So again, for your protection, that's why sometimes the school district only allows the Google admin to push out extensions to your Google accounts and the students' Google accounts. Sorry, staff, I just saw that my voice was in the background. All right, I'm going to start talking again. I apologize. I don't know if there's a way to mute me on your end, if you can mute the host. If you can, feel free to mute me if you are doing a screencast. And I know it's getting close to the time, so feel free to leave when you need to. But before you go, if you could also complete the evaluation here on slide, I have it in a couple different places. I think on slide 2 and then also here on slide 28. If you click on that, I think it's three or four questions there to fill out. Please put your feedback there because we do look at this to modify these trainings and to better help you guys. And that's where it came from. People had requested that these be recorded, so that's why we started recording them. I know there's been several questions here. Brittany says, yeah, just turn your volume down on your computer, but then when you do the screencast and talk on it, it's still, I don't know if the microphone can still hear you talking, but yeah, I like that suggestion, Brittany. But yeah, feel free to leave when you need to, but if you've got questions here, I know there's more questions in chat, we'll try to get answered as well. And then, as you can see, two different things that we did here. I used Google Sheets to, create for you to put information in. Here's using a Google Doc, and people put in their information in a Google Doc using this table. So you kind of have a chance to experience using a sheet and a doc. And yeah, so yeah, after this is over, feel free to finish filling out this Google Sheet. And if it's too frustrating for you, let me know. We don't mean to increase your stress level or increase your blood pressure out there, but we're here to help you, and hopefully you have some good takeaways of how you can incorporate this into your classroom, whether we're face-to-face or remote learning. A lot of things have been added to chat here, and I know I've missed some questions. So with Screencastify, I see a question from Clint. Great question, Clint. Screencastify is an extension. So my extensions are up here on my extension bar. It is located to the right of my Omnibox. The Omnibox is where you type in the web addresses for different, whether it's for different files or for a website. And the Screencastify extension looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. It just looks like it's an arrow, then with a video camera inside that arrow. I don't know if that helps, Clint.
It does. Mine doesn't do anything like that. I have it says editor, but there's nothing. I can't video or anything.
Huh. So maybe can you do something else for me here? Do you see these 3 dots to the right of my profile picture here? And can you go down to more tools? And then go to extensions. So here's another place you can turn your extensions on or off or remove them. But can you scroll down and see if you have the Screencastify extension?
I do.
Okay, and is it turned on?
Yes.
Do you want to share your screen if I stop sharing mine and
Sure.
And show us what it's got, and maybe if I can't figure it out, someone else can see your screen as well and can jump in and see if they can figure it out?
Can you see it?
I can't yet. Or can anybody else see it?
Nope.
Okay. So at the bottom of your screen, when it says share screen, it lets you pick the window.
Okay. There we are.
Okay, there we go. So see, you're learning how to share your screen as well. Perfect.
That's what it has.
Okay.
But there's no, it says, you know, my recordings obviously is nothing.
Okay, yeah, so this is your editor. I didn't even, how you can go in and edit your videos. I didn't even talk about that.
But that's the only thing that's let me, with my screencastify, that I do. Because that's what it downloaded whenever I went to.
Okay.
I was trying to read this and I didn't get any of that.
Okay, perfect. Up there on your, to the right of your Omnibox, the screen, your extension bar. Do you see where you click on the star to bookmark?
Yes.
Okay, go over one. Right there. Click on that. What? Okay, that's a different extension. Keep going. Click on that puzzle piece. So it's showing, so click on that screencastify right there. There we go.
Ah.
Yeah, perfect.
That's better than what I've been getting into.
And so I'm glad this is showing that Clint's sharing his screen and showing us this. So if you are, do you see how you have to allow, you know, screencastify? You've got to, you know, answer questions here.
Okay, so that's why I was reading this beginner's thing and I could never get to those slides.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Right. So then,
all right, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. And if you have any other questions, let us know. And again, it's just like anything. If we were in a Google Classroom, this is where, you know, students could chat and have other people help in case if the teacher's not available at the time that they're using the different tools or doing the assignment. So it is past time, but anybody who wants to continue to stay on, if there's questions that you didn't get answered, feel free, unmute yourself, ask, or put it in chat, and feel free to stay on to help answer those questions as well.
I have a question about the Technology Learning Center.
Yeah.
I also have a list of professional development providers that are approved in the state of Illinois, but I can't find it on that list. Can you tell me what it would go under? Is it under Illinois Joint Public Education Programs for Providing Career and Technological Education?
Oh, it should be under the Learning Technology Center. Check the L's.
Okay, let me look.
Okay, and if don't find it, let me know and I can. Do you have it on a screen?
Let me pull it up. I'll share it from my work email to you or to my other email because I'm working off of 2 different computers because of processing speeds.
Yes.
And then I'll share it with you.
Okay,
good.
good.
Me a few minutes. Thanks.
Yeah, and as you can see, I even had issues today with my my cameras here, and
yes, that's why my camera's turned off today because I couldn't hear you at all with it on.
yeah. And Carly, I'm glad you said that because that's another thing we have to think about, you know, when we're working with students, that sometimes they have to have their camera turned off because of their the bandwidth. So just like Chandra earlier, when she was sharing some information, she was kind of breaking up, and I had said that maybe for Chandra to turn off her video and that we could maybe hear her. And I know a few other people had those issues. So even as adults, we have trouble with our internet service providers or the bandwidth. So kids have the same issues.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Hi. I was not able to get on early. I could not add my name. I had somebody else to put my name and that to the other document, and then I was not able to, I clicked on the link for the evaluation and it didn't work either. So I just wanted to let you know that I had trouble with that. So.
Okay. Thanks, Michelle. Do you know how to get on that, or do you want me to walk you through anything?
You can try. I tried clicking on the, just for example, for the evaluation, it won't let me do that either. So.
Huh. I can put the link in the chat too.
We can try that. I don't know. I don't know if I have a view on. I just can't figure it out. It won't let me add anything. So.
Okay. So here's the link for the evaluation. I can put the links to the Google Sheet here as well. But I know that with the Google Sheet and maybe with the Google Docs too, that went over only 100 people can access it at a time. And since we had over 100 people, we couldn't all access it at the same time.
I was able to bring up the document. Can I share my screen?
Yes, you sure may.
It's the first time I've ever shared my screen. So
oh, perfect.
What happens.
Yeah, we'll help you. Glad that you feel comfortable and safe trying something new. And then once you click share your screen, you do have to select which window you want to share.
Oh, I found it.
Okay, perfect.
It took me a few minutes. So this is what it says. It says Illinois Professional Development Providers, and it says it was updated in June. And you said it's Illinois Learning Technology?
No, it's learning. Go to the L's, Learning Technology Center of Illinois.
And I don't see it. And so hopefully you'll see it because you guys have a lot of great professional development. Oops, I went past the L's. So it starts off with a large unit school district association, Law and Civics Reading and Writing Institute. And as I go down, Leap Innovators, Learning Disabilities Association of Illinois, Lighted Way Association. So I don't see you on there.
Check, see if we're listed under the ROE 9 regional office. So keep scrolling down. Regional Office of Education.
Okay.
So is this for your school district?
Well, it's for the Illinois licensing. I've been burned before, so now I'm really careful.
Yeah.
I don't sit on there, but ironically, many years ago, I took a class through Northern Illinois University in the summer to get my SPED credentials, and none of the classes were credentialed, and I was very shocked because Northern Illinois, you know, it's approved. And
well, okay.
So
is this for, like, we're approved for professional development hours? What?
Oh, yeah, that's what I need it for. Is I need it for professional development hours for my license renewal.
Okay. Yeah, this is, you will get the, professional development hours. This one will come from the ROE 1.
Oh yeah, they're good. Well, why I was asking was because I looked on your website and you guys have some great learning opportunities. And so I was wondering if I selected some of them, if I could get CPDUs that would count towards my relicensure,
Yeah.
besides just knowing how to be a better educator online.
Yeah, you sure can. And right there, what screen you're on, it's under Illinois Regional Offices of Education.
Okay.
Do you see that where your mouse is?
I don't see it.
Or I guess, I'm sorry, it was where my mouse was. It's, so for this one, it's under Illinois Regional Offices of Education. And then up in the Chicagoland area, they are called the Intermediate Service Centers. But so it's the ROEs. I was thinking it would be under the R's. So there it is. It's under.
Okay. Now, if I were to take one of the classes that is on your webpage, like assessing form or Google Forms, Essentials, Creating Digital Assessments.
Yeah.
How would that be credentialed so I get CPDUs?
Yeah. It will be, if it's coming from the Learning Technology Center, it is through the ROE number 9 out of Champaign, Ford County. So.
Oh, thank you so much for clarifying that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for asking.
Thank you for answering and being so nice about it.
Yeah. Oh, no, anytime. And again, you know, anybody who's still on with us, if you ever have questions, let me know. Right now, I've been crazy busy with all of these workshops. I think I've been doing at least one a day for, I can't remember the last time I haven't done one every day. And I will tell you, I am backed up in my email. So if it's a pressing issue and you haven't heard from me, feel free to email me again. My rule of thumb, I usually try to answer emails within 48 hours. I used to try 24 hours and then 48 hours, but I will tell you, I've got emails from Sunday night and Monday that I still have to get to. So I will get to them, but if for some reason you don't ever hear a response from me, email me again. If it's not soon enough, feel free to email me again. Email me often. All right, if there's no other questions, we'll end this, but hopefully for the people who are still with us that you can have some time to play around with this and incorporate this within your own classroom.
I did have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead, Myra.
Did you say that Jamboard may not be on our list of Google apps because our administrator might need to add it?
Yeah, on the back end, your Google admin might just have to turn it on. You know, check with them. Maybe your district has a policy, but sometimes with working with school districts, Google pushes out, you know, new apps, and the Google admin they're not always aware that they were supposed to turn it on the back end.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Does that help answer your question then?
Yeah, I just couldn't find it, and I did email our superintendent to ask him if he would turn it on, but I won't be adding anything to your sheet today because I don't have access to it.
Yeah, and you don't have to use Jamboard. I just try to use Jamboard because usually I found a lot of teachers don't know about it, so it was a chance to incorporate showing another app, doing a screencast. But were you able to get access to the Google Drive or to the Google Slides and add it to your Google Drive?
No, I never was able to get that.
Okay. Do you want me to show you right now, or just I see your email. Do you want me to just email you?
Either way, when I pull it up, I can see your slides, but it's like a full screen view and there's no toolbar at the top. And so I don't have the option to like add it, or I don't really know what's going on here, but.
Okay. So you've got, the full screen. On a Windows machine, sometimes to exit full screen, I don't know if you're on a Windows device, you can hit F11 to exit full screen to get that toolbar back there. If you feel comfortable and you want to learn how to share your screen, I can help you with it right now. Or if you don't feel comfortable, I don't want to put you on the spot, that's fine.
No, I'm willing. Just give me a minute to see if I can figure out how to do it here.
Yeah, you're fine, and we'll help you through it.
Okay, so this is what I have.
Can you click on a new tab? Hit the plus sign. Okay. Okay. Now go back to the tab with the slide deck. And then at the bottom, or can you hit escape on your computer?
I did, but it doesn't do anything.
Okay. So let me put in the link one more time, and can you copy and paste this? I'll put this in chat. And then can you copy and paste this and put this in your tab there that you have open? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, that's the right link. Okay, there you go. So give it a minute here, and I'll show you how to add it to your drive. Okay, it's showing up right now. So if you scroll over to the left of the animals, if you see the animals on the top of your page, keep going to the left and go to where it's the triangle. Yep, right there. Add that shortcut to drive. Yep. If you want, you can put it in your drive here. If you want to organize your drive, you could have organized your drive as well, but this is fine. So it's there. You can undo it if you don't want it, but you've got it there in your Google Drive. So then to access it later after you close out of it, just go to your Google Drive and you can find it from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. If you have other questions, let us know. See, you did fine sharing your screen.
Oh.
And, you know, I'm glad you felt comfortable, and, you know, some people feel comfortable with that, some people don't, so. Okay, you've got my attention. Any other questions? We've got a smaller group right now. All right, well, if there's no other questions, enjoy your rest of your Wednesday, and maybe see you at a future workshop. Have a great day.